Alrighty, folks. What I have here for you today is meta-defining. It's already overwhelming the ladder, no pun intended, and you've probably already learned to love it or hate it. And it's safe to say that I love it. Of course, I'm talking about Draven Scion, discard aggro. Let's take a look. So this deck starts out of the gate very strong. You have Legion Rearguard on 1, occasionally you'll have a Poro on turn 1, and best of all, Zonite Urchin. Discarding a card is so good to draw a card in this deck. And for 1 mana, you're developing the board, drawing a card, and activating discard. Fantastic. You got Fallen Rider on 2. This is an always keep in your opening hand. Same goes for Zonite Urchin. The Reborn Grenadier is an interesting one. You don't want to keep it unless you have a very specific scenario, like if you're attacking on evens and you have a Grave Physician in your opening hand. Then you can keep the Reborn Grenadier. That is a ton of pressure on turn 2. 5 attack coming in. But unless you have a scenario like that, you often want to mulligan the Reborn Grenadier out of your opening hand. This is more of a mid-game finishing type move. And it also has the flexibility of being used as a discard effect itself. You can sometimes find yourself discarding Vision with the Reborn Grenadier. It's not too shabby. Of course, Fallen Rider, one of the most powerful 2-drops in the game now. A 4/2 once you've discarded it. This card carries games. Not many units can block the 4/2 on turn 2. It's very strong. Grave Physician, I only have it as a 2 of. It's a little bit situational. I find it to be slightly better than running the 3-drop. You'll notice that I don't have the Sump Dredger in this deck. I've tried it out. It feels really awkward. I already have so many 3-drops. It feels very clunky running the 3-cost. And this is basically a 2-cost to do the same thing. Very strong. Salt and Stitches, fantastic card. This card is what makes this almost a combo deck. You can play this on turn 4, turn 5, turn 6 on your Reborn Grenadier. Get 2 Grenadiers, one of which has 5 attack at burst speed. So strong. This card wins games. Draven, almost don't have to say anything about Draven. He's been a staple in discard aggro since the inception. His axes are phenomenal. Getting those out lets you burst speed, summon Reborn Grenadier, lets you discard Vision at burst speed, Ancient Warmonger, and occasionally even Scion or Lost Soul. Very strong card, and of course 3/3 body with quick attack on turn 3, almost unstoppable. Get excited, another staple of discard aggro, very strong card, closes out games. Enough said. Noble Rebel, another one of the very strong discard synergy cards. This is essentially a 5/3 Overwhelm. Oftentimes you can activate its level effect mid-combat using either axes or Get Excited, Salt and Stitches, and surprise your opponent with the additional damage and health. Very strong card. Vision, this is a swarm kind of deck. Sometimes Poro Cannon plus Vision wins the game. That simple. It works well with all of the early drops. You flood the board, discard with an axe or a Salt and Stitches, gives you huge damage. Ancient Warmonger lets you have some mid-game power, mid-game beef to the deck. I'm only running 2 of them because it's not the best. However, what is the best? Fallen Reckoner. This card is so fun to play. Essentially removing a unit from the enemy side of the board, and you get to do it again when it dies. It's so strong. I love playing this card. And then you got Scion, the big boy himself, finishes out games. Death Rattle, summons, Scion Returned, rallies, 2 10-attack Overwhelm attacks in 1 turn. So strong. Not many decks can stand up to that kind of strength. Situationally, you can discard him in the early to mid game, especially if you end up with 2 Scions in hand. So having a dead hand with this deck is nearly impossible. And Lost Soul, closing it out. Last but certainly not least, this card generates humongous value. The fact that it gives you the Twin Blade is good enough, but the fact that Twin Blade gives you Lost Soul when it dies, phenomenal. You will win games playing off of this combo a lot of the time. This deck is super strong, guys. I have a blast playing it, and I know you guys will too. So let's take a look at some of the gameplay. All right, first match. Here we go. Now I went on a 5-win streak earlier. Let's see if I can't replicate that. First up, we got some Cinnavigar action going on. I love this deck. Cinnavigar, super fun. I prefer running Cinna with Ezreal myself, but, you know, to each their own. I don't want to keep the Reborn Grenadier here, definitely want to keep the Zonite Urchin. And this is kind of a scuffed hand, but we can deal with this. We have a ton of card draw, which is great. I'm fairly certain that discarding here is correct. You gotta go fast in this deck. You have no time to wait. Fantastic, we found it. You always develop. They could have a 1 damage ping. It's very possible. But it appears that they do not have it. That's a bit unfortunate. Getting 1 damage on their darkness is pretty good for them. But it's a good trade for us. We are winning the board.
Give me your malice, creatures of doom!
That's pretty scary. Thankfully, we have a pretty decent curve here. No Draven, pretty sad. But hey, you can't always get what you want. The Pokey Stick. That card is so good. You'll be hearing that over and over, but that card is just phenomenal. No time to wait. Gotta go fast. So, they have a darkness that deals 5. That kind of sucks. Definitely playing the Fallen Reckoner here. No reason to expose my more valuable units. This unit wants to die, and this is only a 3 cost. That's fantastic. Very fair. Very fair. His darknesses are getting very scary here. But we can totally do this. Multiple Scions in hand. I'm thinking that I just play the Draven, get the axe. He's gonna boop it, but that's fine.
Draven down.
It's very important to be getting damage every turn with this deck. So I think this is just the play. Setting him down to 9. Very good. Their Vigar is gonna level. Very, I suppose, fortunate for us that is 1 damage off.
I will shape death as easily as clay.
Good news is, Scion's leveled. Bad news is, they've got a lifesteal unit.
We'll make them pay.
Yeah, it's worth it to... He's gonna boot my Scion, but that's alright. I lose the rally, but him not being able to defend with the lifesteal unit is worth it. He's gonna have to pull some serious voodoo to be able to live through this. Good to know. This is still Scion's card. So I think just playing as many units as I can feels pretty good right here. And this game is pretty over. And now they have no blockers. And this is the power of Risen Reckoner. Absolutely incredible. 2 good units, 5 health units, 1 with lifesteal, gone. They don't even exist anymore. The 1 unit that he did have, we removed it. And there it is. This deck slaps, y'all. This deck slaps. It's so much fun. Oh, man. New season, Gold 1. Alright. This is a fairly decent matchup for us. And this is looking like a pretty phenomenal hand. I'm going to go ahead and keep all of this. That's great. This is great. This card is the bane of my existence, but thankfully they're attacking on odds. The bad news is, if they have the 2-drop, this kinda sucks. But it is what it is. When they don't have it, we're sitting pretty. They will be getting value off of this, and they can deal with the Draven, which is rather unfortunate. However, I'm not too worried about it. Yep. No reason to trade with any of these units, especially considering they're not actually trades. Ooh. Getting that Poro Cannon means we can play the Noble Rebel here. But if we play the Draven, we can discard both the Ancient Warmonger and the Vision. But Draven won't have Overwhelm. So the extra damage usually doesn't matter that much. They can have Sharp Sight or the 2-cost Twin Disciplines, in which case Draven having the extra health does matter, or the extra attack does matter a lot. I'm gonna go for the Draven play here. Of course, the 4-cost burst spell is also a problem. Wow, that's not what I was expecting. Very risky play. If I have the Get Excited in hand, I just completely demolish this play. But as it stands, I do not have that card. So it's looking like Draven's gonna end up getting got. Which really sucks. But it cannot be helped. I think I just attack with everything. Kind of surprised they didn't block the Draven there. But I suppose that makes sense.
Where are you going, Pix? What are you doing? Nice.
Well, I'm not dead this turn, but I'm very close to it. I think I have to discard Vision and get the trade here.
Now we're cooking.
Otherwise, I die to rally.
Down.
Having the elusive blocker here is very, very good for us. Although, it doesn't really matter because they have the vulnerable. Ooh, and 2 of that. At any rate, I'm gonna have to drop the second elusive Poro just to have blockers.
Right, team, adventure time.
So right now, they don't have lethal. They're gonna get vulnerable to that. Use the challenger with that. Quick attack on that. That's 5 damage. 6 damage with the Poppy. No, it's not. It's you got 2 damage coming in from there. 5 coming in from the Lulu. So I will have to block the Lulu. with the 3-1. But that's fine. An interesting trade there. We're alive at 5. Alright. There's a decent chance we can win this game. Ooh, that just increased our chances by a lot. I think I have to play around them not having rally, however, which really sucks. Whew. Alright, here goes nothing. They got rally, we lose. But if they don't got rally, I think that means we win. Hey, look at that. There's a Scion there. Let's see if they have the Nopeify. Nope. Sneaky victory right there. Just slipped it in right underneath their noses. Alrighty. Another Senna Vigar matchup. Don't want any of that. So this is a hand. This is a hand where I feel like Salt and Stitches is the play here. I can play Salt and Stitches now, Noble Rebel on turn 3, and then on turn 4 I can play the Risen Rider, plus something on the Reborn Grenadier. Hopefully I draw the 2 drop. It's very unfortunate to not have any non-ephemeral development. Like, dealing 5 there is cute, but it doesn't do anything. Like, I can't block that guy now, for example. It's being mana efficient here.
Bring me your darkness, my sapped comrade.
This is doable.
Reporting in?
Losing my Overwhelm unit here really sucks, but it is what it is.
With our crystals combined?
This is going to be a Fallen Reckoner carry game. So we don't really care too much about these getting value. The darkness already destroys all of my minions. It one-shotting the Scion is actually kind of bad. But there's nothing we can do to avoid that. We gotta push damage, we gotta reduce the number of blockers any way that we can.
Let us take a peek at life beneath the waves. Big head, big brain.
Look at this guy. Big head, big brain. I love it. Just gonna keep on keeping on.
You dropped something.
I dropped everything.
A bit unfortunate that these units already have Overwhelm, but it's not the end of the world. I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Believe that it is worth it. Vile feast indeed. That sucks. But it is what it is.
Go away.
We got Scion on the next turn. Leveled Scion. Another... okay. Very strong play from them there. But we're no longer dying to their board, so that's pretty good.
Never.
Really hoping they don't have another 4-cost card to discard my Scion.
Mine's the wonder.
Ah. Then again, even if they do have it, if they just open attack here, then I'm sitting pretty. The good news is I don't have the attack token, so if they destroy the Scion now, I get the rally. And that should be enough, combined with the Risen Reckoner's next turn, to end the game. Rather unfortunate. I think that the Draven is getting discarded.
Lord Vega. Stretching my legs. Number 3. Is it how people think?
They never discard the Scion, or destroy the Scion here.
Oh dear.
They're looking for the mini morph, which is absolutely awful for us. But there's nothing we can do about that. So we just gotta try and win without Scion. If he pops the Scion now, that's a bit unfortunate. But it is what it is.
Well, I did say I wanted to see the world.
I think I gotta do this. They're probably saving the Ixtal Sentinel for now. They do see these in our hand, so them playing around that makes a lot of sense. Really hoping they drop under Mini-Morph mana here. They, however, did not. That unit doesn't really matter. 1 health is not enough. Mini-Morph or bust here. Even if they do have Mini-Morph, it's not that bad. Oh, the fast stun. It's not going to be enough. Scion with overwhelming power. Risen Reckoner, look at that. They had 4 units on that board, and they could only block with 1 of them. So strong. This... Eating people for breakfast. They never stood a chance. That's the power of this deck. I want to say that this is the most powerful deck of the expansion. The power level is over 9,000. Don't want none of that. Yeah, no. Gotta toss it all. Looking for the early game draw. Kinda like that. Yeah. Sometimes they let it through.
I do not break rules, I bend them slightly. In and out.
Look at me curving out. Look at this. The curve is with us.
Time for the main event. Good eye batch.
You like it? I mean, shut up and fight!
Axes coming right.
Always attack with the 2-1. 3-3 has to block that one. What's the Draven get in 3 damage? And it is a race to the finish. We almost never block. The 3-3 does technically have a trade with the Akshan, but there's no way they don't have any kind of buff for the Akshan. So I just, I'm gonna wait. Is there any reason to wait? I'm scared of the them giving my unit vulnerable.
You hoping they'll die of boredom?
Anything else?
I'm gonna go ahead and just play this out a little bit slower. Oh, I even got 2 damage. And we just go wide.
Reporting in?
They're really thinking about that one. This deck doesn't punish development at all, so I'm going to go ahead and play the Twin Blade here. Most of the time, yeah, I suppose that is a little bit of a punish. But not that much of a punish.
Got a lizard and a shovel.
Look at how wide this board is. That's a full 6 unit board. Okay. Do I discard the other axe for that? Or do I possibly discard the Scion? They know I have an axe. There's no reason to not just discard the axe.
Time for the money makers.
Giving this Overwhelm doesn't really matter. Okay.
Beautiful face.
It's a trap!
Scores to settle, cooks to kill. You know how it is.
Just keep on going. Keep on developing. Don't have to worry about double attack. Don't have Ionia. This is looking like a pretty close game here. We've got a real game on our hands. Lost Soul's carrying this game right now.
Sultan stitches to awaken the blood within.
Honor is the rust on a dull blade.
That's only 13 damage.
Business as usual.
Yeah. They can have Raleigh next turn, but I have blockers. They don't have Ruin Runner on the board yet. And I'm dropping down the Scion. War! I gotta say, I have to say this. Scion's level up animation, sick. But the fact that he says war the way he does, it's so awkward. It's so awkward. Is this what they call war? War! It is the exact same line. It's not even him saying war again. It's the first instance of him saying war repeated. It's the exact same audio. There's no reason for that kind of I'm gonna call it a mistake to be present. It's so silly. It's careless, and Riot, you're better than that. You're better than that, Riot. They're desperate. They're really desperate there. Take the highest health unit out of the equation and swing for lethal. They can single combat, but they'll lose whatever unit they do. And there we go. Exact lethal. Go ahead and throw out the GG. What a nail biter. 2 health and a dream. And look at that. Hard stuck platinum, baby. Let's go. So this means we get to play with the good players now, right? Is that how this works? Are we there yet? Are we to the good players? I don't think we are yet. Pretty solid start here. Really wish that this was a Zonite Urchin. But you take what you can get. It's a 1 and a 2. And against this deck, you really gotta play fast. Them attacking on odd feels pretty good.
They'll never see me coming. They won't get past me.
It's kind of odd to say that, because typically that's so strong. Like, attacking on odds with this deck is extremely strong. But it sometimes works out better to be attacking on evens. Look at this. Even though it's a 3-1, still getting value. Oh, 6 damage. Yep. Just passing.
Hang on, Fuzzball.
Still just passing. It's not worth it to trade
Catch me if you can.
right now. I lose my fearsome, but that's alright. We get to develop the Draven.
For the main event.
Rally is kind of scary. They've got a very, very strong board right now. And I have no development on turn 4.
Let's boogie.
I think they just take the damage here, to be honest. Yep. That's pretty scary. They have rally, 100%. If I live this turn, we win. That's a pretty good card to draw. That's pretty darn good. Having a burst blocker is not bad.
The Order rewards its faithful. Everything's better with company.
Says you.
Come on, Grant.
Pretty sure I have to discard. Get rid of that. If they save it, then they can't do rally. And if they don't save it, rally doesn't kill us. I don't think. Maybe it still does. No, yeah, we're still dead. Well played. Turns out I should have removed the unit. I had no development on turn 4. That was my mistake. I could have developed the Draven on that turn anyways. Saving my unit there. That probably would have let us win that game. Hard to say though. They did have a pretty sick hand. Really looking for the 2-drop here. There it is! There it is! Fantastic. Draw a card, develop the board, gain a broken card. Feels good. Draven Caitlyn. That is a very interesting combination. I'm kind of excited to see how this plays out. Boom baboon. I don't think I attack here. Seems pretty pointless.
Hot on the trails.
Need to be drawing here. So far, I've not been terribly impressed with Caitlyn. I've got to say that the traps are very inconsistent. Even though it's the top 10, there's only 2 of them. And it doesn't exactly work how I thought it would based off the tutorial mission. Pretty sure it's Twin Blade here. Okay. So that's unfortunate. But pretty strong attack here. And I think I want to go balls to the wall. I've got the Noble Rebel in hand. Perhaps I save it for when I have the Noble Rebel on board. Perhaps I can bait some removal, a Mystic Shot, or a 2-mana, sorry, the 3-mana her spell. Caitlyn's Piltover Peacemaker. That's a hard call. I think I wait. I don't know. I think I go for it. They're not likely to have much removal in hand at this point. Looking for the Mystic Shot here. Oh! Okay. So that ended up working out pretty well for them. I did not see that one coming.
One step ahead. The
Pretty sure it's the Fallen Reckoner here. And the next turn I can do Draven Noble Rebel. Followed up by Scion, plus Lost Soul on turn 8. Definitely not going to play it from hand. I'm almost definitely going to discard it with the Draven Axe.
Here's my calling card.
Alright, that was one of Caitlyn's... That was not Caitlyn's signature spell. Ooh, okay. Very interesting. I don't have any discard targets that I desperately want to do at burst speed, so I'm going to go ahead and play this guy out first. And that is fine. Although, it's actually quite bad. I'm going to have to eat the damage. I'm eating 7 damage next turn. I can take this. That makes me quite happy to see that gone. Now I can attack with the Draven. That's fine. This deck might actually be running some face damage. This is kind of scary here. But they don't have any blockers currently. See what I'm talking about? Is this what passes for war? War! Ugh, I hate it. I'm so sad. He's so strong. Look at that beef. Look at how beefy this man is. And he's got the goofiest animation. Or not the animation. The animation is beautiful. But the goofiest line. He's not quite all there in the head. Which I guess makes sense in the lore. He's been through death and resurrection. So perhaps he's not all there. Poor Scion. Ooh. It's party time. That's probably the best 4 cost that I could see them get. Alright. I'm pretty happy with this. They spent their whole turn removing the Scion. They're gonna have to block with that guy. And I've got another Scion in hand. Oh man. This is dirty. If they have some draw cards, I think it's just Scion open attack. I don't think I need to develop this guy. But he does add 3 damage. That's a spell that they're getting. It's very possible that Legion Rearguard is correct to play. Although it might not matter. Honestly, it doesn't matter. If I don't... here's the line. If I play the Rearguard, that gives them an opportunity to remove the Scion, and I lose the rally effect. Now if they remove the Scion, well, didn't really matter, but... Whew! There it is. Fantastic. Alrighty folks, that's all I've got for you today. Hope you enjoyed the gameplay. I know I had a blast playing. Please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and down in the comments, let me know which game is your favorite. And I'll see y'all next time.